Sound of that tractor means it's time for us to go to work. You're listening to the Give Us the Dirt podcast powered by Hoopaugh Grading Company. My name is Brandon, and I am your host. So we've got something a little different today. This is going to be a fun one. We've got, while we're in here recording in the studio, we've actually got a room full of Gilbane interns and young leaders that are just down the hall here at the HGC Academy going through a full day of training, hands-on training. So we figured while they're in there busy trying to figure out how to take all of our jobs, that we could jump in the studio here and get the dirt from the guys that actually made today happen. Gilbane is a top 10 E&R contractor, family-owned since 1870, and one of our favorite teams to share a job site with. We've got Fernando Torres, Troy Anthony, and Nick Davies, all part of a project that we've been working on together here in the Carolinas. Gentlemen, welcome to the Give Us the Dirt podcast.
Thanks for having us.
We've enjoyed having you in here today. This is the first time that we've done a podcast and it be broadcast live. So they're actually listening to us right now.
Nice.
That's so it's a little intimidating.
Groundbreakers.
A little bit.
Yeah, usually we can edit if I screw up or something, but now it's going in there, so we've got to keep it tight. Do you have a favorite intern?
I mean, I do, because we have one that's on the safety team. Shout out my boy Charles.
Charles, shout out to Charles.
Nice, give it up to Charles.
Do you have one was there one in the group that you're like, nah, they're not going to make it?
No, they're all going to make it. They're Gilbane interns.
Look at you. All right, that was good. I'm glad you didn't answer. What do you? Oh, wait,
No,
you're thinking about something?
I was gonna make a joke, not the time.
Oh, this is good. Well, tell us about today for our listeners. How did today come about? How did this happen?
So within Gilbane, we have a Gilbane Young Professional Group, we call it. So we try to get the younger guys and people new to the company experience where they might not have had it before. We try to do some outreach with our subcontractors, our trade partners, and people we work with. So a lot of the guys here today have never really done any civil work before. They've never been a part of it, and Hoopaugh has been a great partner. So Fernando led the charge on setting this up because you guys do a great job here at the Academy. So we really want to get everybody some experience and see what you guys do. A big project like ours where you guys are all over the place, it was a perfect opportunity.
What a great idea. It's been an honor having the team here. You've got I've spent just a little bit of time listening to some of the sessions and the questions. So you got some sharp folks in the group.
Sharp, very sharp, young individuals. So very excited to have them. Very excited to have the relationship with Hoopaugh. I've said it since day one. It's been one of the best civil contractors to work with, trade partners. So very happy that we're building this relationship and it's growing into something bigger.
This is fun. You don't get an opportunity to do this kind of training and collaboration. How long have y'all been doing the program, the Young Professionals and the internship program?
I've been a part of the Young Professionals program for the last 2 years, leading it out of the Charlotte office this year. So trying to get more of this kind of outreach with our trade partners. And I think as I came in, I was a member of it and seeing what the people were doing. Interns have been on every project I've been on, so we try to keep a good program going for that.
How long's the program existed? Do you know? Has this been something Gilbane's done for a long time, or is this fairly new?
Okay. No, it's been done for a while now.
Yeah. And you came through the program. Is that right? Were you an intern?
I was not an intern with Gilbane. I started here straight out of school.
I got you. Okay. How long have you been with Gilbane?
I think I just crossed my 4-year mark.
4 years?
Yeah.
All right. And you are a superintendent?
Field engineer.
Field engineer. Fernando, what about you? How long have you been with the company?
I'm going on 4 years in August, and lead super for Gilbane for the site.
That's great. Was this your first stop in construction, or did you have?
No, I've done a bunch of upfit work before,
Yeah.
and figured I'd get into the GC side of things. So about 4 years ago, I was about 22 when I joined the GC world.
Okay. All right. What about you, Nick?
Yeah, I'm just at about 4.5 years with Gilbane.
Okay.
And then I'm a safety manager.
Did you, is this first stop?
In construction, yes. I did a year of industrial hygiene work, and then I moved to the Carolinas and got on with Gilbane out of our Raleigh office for about 6 months, and then Charlotte since then. So
Nice. Yeah. Nice. So talk me, how did each of you get into construction? Did you know you were going to do that from the beginning?
So I always knew I was going to do it. My dad's a superintendent, so I kind of just grew up in the thing. So At first, it was a love-hate relationship just because of how things were back then and the way stuff was going, and it was getting better and technology and all that good stuff. So I figured, yeah, why not? Let's try it out. I went to a trade high school, so I graduated with all my weld certifications. I was forced to go into college into the construction management world. So
Did you say forced to go into
forced
it?
into it. That's I didn't want to divert. I was already on track to go into the blue collar world, do a bunch of industrial type of stuff. So I always knew I wanted to do industrial, medical, life sciences type of stuff.
Yeah, that can go one of two ways, right? You grow up into business, you either are running away from it, saying I want no part of that, or it's just part of your DNA, and you're like, man, I'm meant to do this. I'm going to stay with it. I love it. I love the work side of it. What is it that drew you to construction?
I think the management aspect of it. You have a lot, being on the GC and trade contractor partners type of world, you have a lot of say. So you have the ability to lead things in a different way. You could lead it your own way. You could get ideas from your trade partners, your brothers and sisters out there. We look at it as family. So, you go into this world, think into this world of industry, of construction, that there's a lot of change that you could do within it, make it fun, make it enjoyable to get there every morning and do it all over again in the morning.
But you enjoyed leading. You enjoyed leading
Yes.
a team, leading a crew, leading a job.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what I love to do.
You know what? That's a tough gig, though, especially, how old are you, Fernando?
Just turned 28.
28. Yeah. And I know the size project that you're leading right now. I know, this team size, that's a big responsibility. And so coming into that, that's not an easy thing to do. You got to establish a lot of respect and credibility early on.
A lot of respect. So show
How
respect.
have you been able to do that?
Showing respect. Showing respect. And when things get tough, you stay calm, stay composed, and attack everything with respect.
Love that.
Have a clear head.
That's great.
That's the answers right there.
Troy, what about you?
Similar in that my dad was in construction, my uncles were, so I kind of been around it. And when I was in high school, kind of getting to that point of what's next, I knew I wasn't built to sit in an office behind a computer all day. Excel wasn't my thing. I still don't know how to use it. But I really enjoy like hands-on work or seeing like a work product. At the end of the day, I see a ditch that was dug that wasn't there at the start of the day. Walls that are built or what have you. I really enjoy that aspect of seeing the project progress. And I enjoy working with all the different personalities and types of people and these special trades that do things I would never think of. See all these tools in action and processes. It all comes together to be just a really cool experience. No day is the same as the day before, and that's just what keeps me excited.
What a great injury. Isn't that cool that we don't have to, we never know what the day's going to bring.
Never.
No day's the same. And at the end of the day, you're going to be able to step back and see some progress made.
Yes.
Unless it's just an absolute washout, right? But at the end of the day, you typically are going to be able to say, hey, we got that done today.
Right.
At the end of the job, you're going to step back and say, I built that.
Yeah, that's cool. Going every time I go by Uptown, I see the first project we did, and it's cool to have your name.
What was it?
It's next to our 600 South Tryon. It's next to our office there. I don't know if they put the name up yet, but Robinson Bradshaw was supposed to be the nameplate of it. Right there next to the stadium on Mint Street.
That is a cool feeling to be able to drive by something and say, hey, I built that.
Yeah, you can see it right from 277 when you come by. So getting people picking people up from the airport and going back to our place, point over there, but I helped on that.
What about you, Nick?
So when I was in high school, my senior year, I did not want to go to college at all. Like I didn't know what I wanted to do, but I had a football coach who had went to Slippery Rock University, which is a big safety management program. And he was like, I was the same way, didn't want to do it, but I went to school for safety. They have good job placement, and it's relatively good starting salary. And right there, I was like, well, I might as well go give it a shot. The schooling was pretty easy. It was boring for sure, right? But it was relatively easy to get through. And then once I got through it, I did the year of industrial hygiene, didn't love that so much. I was kind of working around asbestos abatement, lead abatement, mold remediation. So I kind of jumped out of that, went into a pretty hectic project in Durham. It was a pharma job where we had some incidents and they needed to bring in some safety professionals, and it's pretty much been pure chaos since then. And I might act like I don't enjoy that necessarily, but I think that's what keeps me coming back. It's just something different every day. Like you were saying earlier, you might get a phone call that something bad has happened or something crazy has happened that you weren't expecting, and you just have to kind of figure it out and keep it moving.
You know, though, you get those phone calls all the time, and sometimes they're bad. Sometimes it's just letting you know something.
Yeah.
Always tighten up a little bit when I get the phone call from the safety guy.
Yep.
That's the one phone call that I'm going to answer no matter what I'm doing. And I know what the project that you're on right now, there's a lot going on. Are you responsible for the safety program for the entire site?
I'm not. So we have a campus safety lead. So I'm kind of doing a lot all over the place. But we have a safety team now of 6 or 7 different people, and we're continuing to add. So it's not as hectic anymore, but
it's a big job. It's a big job, and you do it. It sounds like y'all are doing a fantastic job of it. And the safety piece of what we do has changed so much over the years. I remember back when I started in construction, you know, your safety manager was this. It was just somebody you could spare, right? It was like, hey, you know, look, all right, you know, you hurt your ankle, go be safety for a little bit. Yeah. You know, go sit over there. Or, you know, you're at the end of your career, why don't you hang out in safety? Now the position is so technical. It's such a professional position now. There's so many different elements that you're having to be responsible for. And on a project like what you're working on, you've got so many different people, so many different trades, so many different companies working. Just managing the dance is a big deal.
It is.
Is a lot. I tell him every day, every other day. Me and him joke around a lot, but his job is very technical and complex. He does stuff that we don't know he does while we're still building, you know, the whole site, the buildings themselves. So it's a lot. His position is complex.
How does that work between the two of you?
It's at first it was like I would lean on him more because I was working for something that wasn't as safety wasn't the thing to go to back then when I was like coming up in it. So when I joined Gilbane, I knew I was in the right place because everything was safety driven. So the culture, the production. So it took me, I want to say, a month to get adapted to the Gilbane way, and I've loved it ever since. So we apply it every day at each project. It's the same culture that we drive. It's safety driven. So I appreciate the advice that he gives me, and we'll give advice back and forth. You know, we'll talk about it. Every day I try to link up with him at least once. You know, we'll go after lunch and do a site ride. Like, hey, Nick, how's the site looking? You know, what do you see that I'm not seeing? It's a big relationship that me and him have, and we have with all our supers, field engineers.
That's great. It's got to work that way, because I can imagine that production and safety, sometimes you can see companies or teams that don't have it figured out, where they can have competing agendas, right?
Yep.
This guy's worried about production, this one's worried about safety, and they're in each other's way. Sounds like y'all figured out a way to where you make these decisions together.
That's the way to do it. That's the way to go.
Yeah.
You meet in the middle and you do it the right way. So you only do it once without compromising the job site and our people.
Yeah, we have some good candid conversations too, right? Like sometimes you have to have difficult conversations, and it's the same that applies to all of our superintendents and field engineers. Like sometimes we have to have difficult conversations, but we work in a difficult industry and we have to ultimately get this stuff going. So we have to find a way. It's been pretty smooth so far, especially on this one.
That's great. So this is, we're on the site side of things, and you guys deal with a lot of different subcontractors on work that you do. You've got a lot of people out on your site right now. What separates a subcontractor that's easy to work with versus one that makes your job a little bit harder?
I think kind of what Nick's saying about we have our own candid conversations with each other. I think it's helpful when you're able to do that with the trade partners as well. Not everything has to be, changing the contract or, we talk about something. Hey, we got this work coming up. What do you think? Is this going to work the way I want it to work? What do you see? I think a lot of open communication and like the willingness to kind of hash a plan out together is very helpful out there. And I have a lot of those conversations every day on the site with work coming up or even work we're doing now. Like, hey, we're going to run into this. Like, let's talk about it. I think that helps a lot, in my opinion. And when there's no communication, that's when things start to stick. You run into things that could have been avoided, and it just helps when everybody's got that openness and that willingness to discuss something.
That's good. Yeah, communication's key.
Communication's key.
Sure.
What about you, Fernando? What separates the subcontractors that help you do your job versus the one that make it a little bit harder?
I think the idea of knowing that you have a trade partner that you could go to and point stuff out and not be afraid, like, hey, man, I feel like this should be done a different way. Let's talk about it and let's meet in the middle. What is your idea of getting this job done, this task done? And I'll tell you mine. And then if we don't agree, we do 50-50. I'm like, hey, I can bring my safety guy out here. Let's bring yours and let's all meet together in the middle so we can get this task done. Having the ability to talk to your trade partners and with a respectful way of safety-driven and safety production, getting it done and going home to each other, going home to your family, going home to your people and enjoying it, enjoying your evening and coming back in the morning and doing it again.
Yeah.
Like, hey, it could be 2 days from now. Like, hey, Fernando, I appreciate you like stopping by and checking this out and stopping us and changing up the game plan if it's gone a long way. Or vice versa. It could be where I go to Brennan, I go to Alex, I go to Gage, I go to Jackson, he goes to Jackson. Like, hey, I feel like we want to do it this way because I'm not really having your idea in my mind, in my brain. I'm not seeing your vision, but can you trust us and let's do it this way? It's done. It's going to get done safely. It's going to get done in a timely manner. Can we proceed? Having that mutual agreement where it's going to be your way, the safe way. It's going to be my way, the safe way. But we're going to get it done and get it done nicely and safely.
It goes back to what you said in the beginning. It's about respect.
Respect.
Communication, respect, being able to have those difficult conversations with each other, knowing that you both have the same end goal in mind.
Same end goal.
It just might have a different approach to getting there.
Yes.
What about you, Nick?
I think you guys have really good people that we've worked with, and the culture that you build specifically from the safety side. I don't see the production side as much, but the safety side, compared to other contractors in your guys' realm, is far and above the rest, at least in my opinion. Especially this facility shows it itself. You guys have good training facilities. You care about your people. And then your field leaders kind of carry that message on and make people do things the right way. It's not a difficult conversation when we have safety concerns in the field with your superintendents or your safety. And that's huge for me.
Huge.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate you saying that, and I did not pay Nick to say that. That was that was authentic. But thank you for saying that, and I appreciate that. There's the communication is key, and we teach that all the time. I mean, this academy exists here. We have classes on communicating, having crucial conversations, being able to establish that respect and understand that, hey, just what's motivating the client? What are they trying to achieve? You know, a lot of times we get focused on what we're trying to do, but we also have to understand the goals that you're trying to reach for your client. You've got a client too. You've got somebody that you're working for. And so understanding what goals you're trying to hit helps us to be able to better serve. So this was fun. We actually, I thought of this morning. I think it's going to be fun. It might just tank. Who knows? But we took some questions from your team today, and we said we're going to have you in the studio today. If they had anything anonymous that they wanted us to ask, that they could. We got some good ones here, so I'm going to throw out a few, and then y'all just jump in. Whoever wants to tackle it. They said, if you could restart your career with all the knowledge you currently have, what would you do differently and why?
if I could restart my career with all the knowledge I have up to this point, I would have immediately gone into the general contractor world. I took a step back because I felt that I needed to get into a actual trade, which is not bad at all. But at the same time, I had that itch of I want to do everything in one. So I want to learn step by step every trade. And that's what stopped me from going into a general contractor, having the opportunities as well. I had 2 opportunities to do it early in my career when I was around 18, 19, just because of the superintendents that my dad knew and the programs that they had. That's what I would choose.
That's a great answer. And, you know, I imagine a lot of that has to do with the fact that you're actually working with one that's got a training program, a solid training program. So you didn't have to go out and get all the individual pieces to be able to come in and be successful here.
Correct.
There are companies that can train you to do this work now.
Yes, sir. And Gilbane is one of them. They'll start you off whether you go into the MEP world, you go into the foundation world, the core and shell. They'll switch you around. You learn step by step each trade and how to do it properly, how to do it safely. So if I could go back, that would be one thing that I would switch.
That's a great answer. That's the goal here for the Academy, and always has been, that whether you have zero experience in construction and you want to learn it, that you could come in and get that kind of training here, or if you're a seasoned veteran of the industry and you want to just level up. And we've got opportunities for both of you at this place, and I think that's becoming more and more important for recruiting talent.
Yes,
and
sir.
getting people into this business. So great job. All right, let's see. If you were a piece of heavy machinery, what would you be? Troy, what machine,
I don't know.
what machine would you be?
I feel like I'm just a dump truck. That feels right to me.
A dump truck?
Yeah.
I love it. All right, this is a good one. If HGC was an NBA player, who would you compare them to and why? Who's the NBA fan in the group here?
Yeah, it'd be Kobe for me.
Kobe. And can't go wrong with that. How about that, HGC? Great job. All right. We're going to move on from that before somebody comes up with Dennis Rodman or something else. This is a good question. How does the GC and HGC work together to plan for rain delays on such demanding projects?
On such demanding projects, I think we've came to the conclusion that we have to prepare. Being prepared for these rain events, these rain delays, is what's going to drive us to continue meeting the client's needs and expectations. You have to stay prepared on a project like this.
Just staying ahead of it
Staying
and having
ahead of it.
having a plan.
Having a plan, staying prepared, and staying ahead of it.
Then keeping things up and fresh too. Where we got a lot of construction entrances with stone, for example. If they're already a little in disrepair or run out when it rains, they're already behind. So keeping everything fresh and tidy just around the site is very important.
Yeah, there's still work that can be done even with the rain.
Yes, sir.
It used to be, oh, it's raining. Matter of fact, I had a foreman that he'd draw a circle on the hood of his truck. And
5 raindrops.
5 raindrops. You too. You had the same foreman. Yeah, that was it. We're going home, boys. That's it. It's a wrap. Let's see here. This is a good one, right? This is important to young leaders, your interns in there. We hear this more and more. We have to answer this question more. Work-life balance in this line of work. People look at what we do and they think, man, I'm going to have to just work all the time. I'm going to be working 70, 80 hours a week. I'm going to have no life. How do you manage work-life balance?
I mean, I think it's something that you can find yourself on the bad side of if you let it. I think it's important to kind of see, there's the task at hand, and we get handed a lot. There's a lot on our shoulders, and there's the drive to get it all done and work a lot, long hours, stay late. But the work's always going to be there. Outside of some rare instances, I mean, you're able to come back the next day with a plan. There's nothing that you're going to solve in an hour 15 that is not going to be better to come back the next day with fresh legs. You got to put yourself and your family first. Take your PTO, plan out for it. I think a lot of it comes to planning. You know, you can't take the brunt of everything up front and just roll into the next day and the next day without having a plan. You gotta know what's ahead of you. You gotta plan for yourself and realize that it is just work, and it's important. We do a lot of important things. We do a lot, keep people safe, but you got things to take care of outside of that, and you shouldn't feel bad for using your time. You know, that's what we're here for, to provide for ourselves outside of work as well.
Great answer. Nick, what about you? Are you able to balance it?
Yeah, I mean, I think one thing, we've brought on a lot of new safety professionals onto our team in the last month, 2 months, and it's just getting those people up to speed to be able to manage the project when I'm out or somebody else is out, not just siloing all your workload. If you can share it, make sure that everybody understands the expectations, you can get away from the job and know that somebody else is there that can handle the problems.
That's a great answer. Like, if you're not training someone how to do what you do, then you're stuck.
Yeah.
You have to be there. But if you've got people there and you're constantly developing people and teaching them how to do some of the work, then it creates some freedom.
Yes.
You're able to go do some things. Nando, how's your balance?
My balance is, like Nick said, development, having a team that you could trust on, a good plan, and time management. Just keep it short, just 3 things.
Yeah.
And then that's going to be your work-life balance. Because at the end of the day, 5:30, 6:30 comes around, that's your life outside of work.
That's good. Give me those again. What was it?
Development, planning, and time management.
A little bit of discipline there. Yep. Will create some freedom. If you'll stick to your plan and manage your time well, you can get some back.
Get something back.
That's great.
A lot back.
All right. Young professionals, if I did not ask your question, it does not mean it wasn't a good one. It just meant I ran out of time. So thanks for the questions. Those were great. They really do ask some great questions. It's a thoughtful group, very intentional about trying to learn, and even today asking Chris and Brennan some of the questions.
Yeah, great questions.
That was really good.
Yeah.
All right, so they got a game. The research team has created, and they got a game for you here. This is just going with your gut. All right, this is called on-site or off-site. They stay on-site or they got to get off the job. All right, here we go. A site contractor who hits every schedule milestone but won't communicate until there's a problem. Uh-oh.
Tough one. That's a tough one. Dealing with the magnitude of the job site. Off-site. Off-site.
Can't do it.
Can't do it.
Got to have the communication.
Got to have the communication.
Yeah, I mean, I think all 3 of us talked about how important communication is earlier, because they talk about a problem that's going to slow them down, even if they've been hitting their dates up to that point. You know, that one problem that they didn't talk about might derail the whole thing.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
I think Rusty said it the best earlier. He said it might have that 4-point pool. Like, yeah, I'm meeting all these milestones, but if there's no communication, then there's no reason you should be showing off these milestones. And especially if you're trying to hide incidents, accidents, stuff that you're doing that you shouldn't be doing.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah, to your point, Troy, that can catch up fast.
Yeah.
All right, offside. Here's a good one. A subcontractor who pushes back on your scope, but they turn out to be right.
On site.
Yeah.
On site.
That's what you want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Transparency.
Yeah.
Well, good for y'all for being open to hearing that. Some people would say no.
Some people don't like being wrong.
Go with my plan. Just stick to the plan. All right. Nobody on the crew is wearing their PPE correctly, but the work's getting done fast. I know what Nick's answer is.
Offsite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've done it at Stretch and Flex. I've done it at Stretch and Flex. So offsite.
It's a big deal. It's a big deal. Yeah. You can't pick and choose what parts of safety you want to
Once you go through those gates, unless you have PPE free zones, PPE 100%.
Oh, this is a tricky one. All right. You've got a subcontractor, I'm assuming, a foreman that takes ownership of mistakes, but tends to share that information with everyone, including inspectors and your client.
I would say off-site because the direct contact should be with client to the GC to our trade partners. Things like that, I've seen it done before, and they get dicey
Yeah.
when you have a trade partner going straight to the owner client. So
Yeah.
off-site.
That makes your job tough.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree with that.
All right, so don't do that one. Don't do that one. Here's one. A sub that's always ahead of schedule, but nobody can ever find the foreman when you need him.
He's just in the office getting stuff done.
He's getting it done. He can stay. He can stay.
They got a competent person you can reach.
Hey, that's right. Maybe they just got it under control. You don't need to find them. Everything's humming.
That's true. And you respond to emails or texts, maybe.
I think that's it. Let's see. Oh, here you go. A young hire who's genuinely talented, but makes it very clear that they're only here until something better comes along.
I had the conversation earlier this week. I'm not going to get into details, but that's off-site because
Really?
at any point, any given moment, you could abandon the team when they most need you, and we don't want to run into that. At least I don't with my team.
You want to know they're committed.
Yeah.
Same?
Yeah, if they're waiting for a good opportunity, if they find themselves in a bad enough spot, they might just cut out anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. That one's a tough one for me.
It's a tough one because you could think about it two ways. Everyone's trying to look out for them and their families.
Right.
And a better opportunity could come up, but it's real tough, especially let's base it off a project that we're on now. So that I think that alone says a lot that, it's a very high scale project that you just can't be fishing around on.
Yeah. Yeah, I think, and I'm sure this happens to y'all too. People are constantly trying to recruit your people, all day, every day. These people here at Hoopaugh, they're getting phone calls. Our project managers, our estimators, our safety people, they're getting phone calls, getting opportunities. The hope is that when those come along, that you're treating them in a way that they want to stay. And I know you guys are very big on treating your people that way, and that they want to continue doing it. But that's hard for a young person to begin. They think I've got to make all these moves and I've got to jump ship to be able to get ahead. But you hope that they end up staying.
Yep.
Yeah.
You got to make it fun for them. You got to make it, something that they want to do and come back to.
How do you make it fun for them?
You gotta have it. You gotta treat it as a family. So, we're looking at each other right now. We're all, I tell them all the time, like, Mom, you want to go out and have some lunch? What are we doing? Like, you have to treat it as a family. I've said it before. Once you step through those gates, we're all one. So let's treat it as that's your brother, that's my sister, that's your mom, that's my dad. Let's all have a mutual relationship where we could call each other family. We're developing each other, and we're all growing together.
Right.
Yeah, there's a lot of joking around on the job site when, when we're a little removed from work. So that's important. You're able to joke around with people and keep it light. There's going to be bad days and hard days, but at the end of it, we like being around each other, and we try to extend that to all the young people and all the new people coming in. Like, people stay at jobs because they like the people they're with, and we try to keep that going.
Yeah, and then you end up having days like today. Today's been pretty cool. You've set up a really cool day for your team.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's been good. A lot of fun for everybody.
Well, let's talk to them a little bit. They're listening. They're down the hall. They're either sleeping or they're listening. Let's just assume they're listening still. So we talked about the workforce gap in construction. It's a real thing. And what are you seeing on your job sites, and what should the young leaders down the hall be thinking about? Like, as far as their career, what should they be thinking about as far as how they can continue to grow, develop, and advance in their careers?
Soak it all up. Continue soaking up. Be a sponge. Learn everything you can on, especially the projects like this. Such high scale, things moving constantly. You're learning things every day. Never stop learning.
Especially on our current project, there's a ton of things learning, a ton of state-of-the-art things going on, and gaining that experience, there is gaps in this, so obviously we don't want to lose anybody, but for their future careers, getting this experience now, taking advantage of this opportunity will only help set them up and make themselves more valuable to wherever they want to do. If they want to jump to another section of this industry, all this information will help them, make them an attractive candidate, and they can kind of set their way, set their own goals and make their own way in this industry.
That's great advice. What about you, Nick? Anything?
I would tell interns and new professionals the biggest piece of advice is just get out in the field and talk to the people doing the work, right? Because, I mean, I got into construction and I didn't know the first thing about it, right? And I would go up to things that I thought looked unsafe or didn't look right, and I just immediately jumped to berating somebody or telling them they were doing it wrong. And you need to just ask the question, right? You don't know how they achieve the work. So just getting out and talking with foremen and the people that are actually using the tools is huge. And it's a difficult thing to do, right? Like, not everybody wants to go up to a random person that they don't know and admit that they don't know what they're looking at and ask the questions. And one of the things that I've realized is most people enjoy telling a superintendent or a safety representative or really anybody from management or the GC side how they do things.
Yeah, they want to share that with you. They want to teach you.
Yeah.
It actually, they feel more invested in your career and your development when they have an opportunity to teach you some of these things. And here's the other thing. If you show up and act like you know it, they know you don't know it anyway.
They will know at first.
They see right through that.
Not know it.
Yeah, I think that's great advice. Be humble. Ask questions. Don't stop learning. Like, just go up and soak it all in and learn from the people that have been doing it. And but with humility. I think we heard Chris talk about it just a little bit ago, that he came in and he thought he was a hot shot and he knew it all, and very quickly was shown that he didn't.
Yeah,
and you can't gain respect that way.
Can't.
I'll say daily, I ask questions to everybody. I say, what are you doing? What's that? Why are you doing that? All the time. And I'm curious. I think it helps me get better. And to the guys listening, I literally ask questions to everybody all the time. That's how you learn. And to your point, people are wanting to tell you. Guys take pride in their work. They like to share it, and it makes everybody better because now you know what they're doing and how they're doing it and why they're doing it. It just helps everybody, and maybe you get to teach the next person how to do it as well that you're training. So questions everybody all the time. Be curious.
Can you think of a time in your career where, had you done that, had you asked questions, had you stopped or followed somebody else's advice, that you wouldn't have made a mistake?
All the time.
You got an example?
From 19 to 21.
Give us an example.
I thought I was just ahead of my game because I had my dad teaching me the stuff he knew. But I remember one scenario where there was an older guy. He was a senior superintendent. He was explaining something to me. And I was just there, just listening to him, just looking at him. And he's like, I'm going to go ahead and stop, and I'll get with you tomorrow when you have a notepad and a pencil, because if I ask you tomorrow, you're not going to remember anything. He's just giving me a dead stare. That meant a lot. So now, if I know that I'm not going to remember anything, if my phone's there, the first thing, my notes. So I could show my notes full of notes that I have from years ago that are still helpful to this day.
That changed things for you. Right? Just that one conversation right there helped you. That's great.
Pay attention.
Yeah.
If you have to listen to it, if you're a good listener, you're a good listener. I'm a visual learner, so going back to those notes, yep.
And sometimes, asking a question, even if it seems obvious, maybe that guy doing the work, maybe he's just missed something. It happens. We're all human. So when I was doing that first building, we were at typical floors and a lot of embeds in the concrete, and I was young. I looked over and I saw on the last floor there was a leave out here. I thought it would be a pipe coming up. I didn't think anything of it. I could have asked the guy. Turns out they missed it, and we had to go back and core drill it, and it was a whole, it cost money and time. But if I would have stopped the guy, there would have been plenty of time to fix it, saved everything. But I assumed he's the professional. He knows the plans. He's got it. There must be a reason it's not in. But, a 2-minute conversation could have been beneficial for everybody.
Yeah. Nick, I imagine you see this all the time. If someone would have just stopped and asked a question, so many different incidents could have been avoided.
Yep, majority of them.
Yeah.
I can't think of anything off the top of my head, but I know that I've gotten into situations where I'm like, man, I'm wrong, and they know it. And as a safety professional, that's horrible, right? Because you just lost all your credibility. And then the next time that you see something and you know you're right, you're a little less, you don't want to go up and say something to somebody that you've already tried to correct, and they've kind of put you in your place and kind of showed you the right way to do it. So
now, when
it's
you
tough.
say you're thinking you're wrong, you're questioning yourself on making that call?
Oh, yeah. Especially early on. You're like, I don't know if I'm right, but I feel like I'm right. Mm-hmm. And then at that point, you're like, well, I don't want to go up to them if I don't know my stuff 100%.
It's a tough spot.
It is. So
Tough spot.
You just kind of have to roll with it.
If I don't go and something happens.
Yeah. It's much easier as a safety person to just go up, ask the question, and if you're wrong, you're wrong. And that's a good thing to learn as a young safety professional. Like, just ask. It's going to take 2 minutes. Most people aren't going to be upset about it. You will get some negative reactions sometimes, but the majority of people are good with it.
Yeah, and if you just stop, question what's going on. Don't do dumb stuff like that. Yeah.
Yep.
There's a lot of these guys have been doing it a long time, and don't assume that you can just jump in there and do it, or that they're doing the right thing.
Yeah.
Yep.
He shouldn't have been doing it either, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I think everybody that rode the simulators today can tell you it's not as easy as you guys out there make it look.
Yeah.
For sure.
How'd you do? Did you get the high score?
I let the interns take them for a little extra spin, but they were getting it by the end there.
Was that you that ran over the berm and fell down the...
No. But that's why I probably shouldn't get behind the wheel of them anyway.
Stay in the dump truck.
Yeah.
Stay in the dump truck.
That's right.
That's right. Well, guys, thank you so much for doing this.
Thank
I hope
you.
it's been a good day.
It's been a wonderful day.
Yeah.
We
What's
appreciate
the
it.
rest of the day look like for you?
I think we're gonna head up to Loso and do a little social event, and then show everybody a good rest of the day, and come back tomorrow, work, and get going.
Well, you're doing a great job, and thank you for the investment you're making into these young folks. Thank you for coming alongside of our team and just being a great partner to work with. It's been an honor to host you guys here at the Academy today. We look forward to doing many more of these. I want to just close out real quick and saying that we have had an incredible partnership with Gilbane. We're grateful for the work that you allow us to do. We're grateful that we have partners like you where we can both be successful. Thank you for what you're doing for this industry. Thank you for what you're doing for Hoopaugh Grading Company, and thank you for what you're doing for our young folks and showing them that this is a great industry. This can be a great career. And there are opportunities to learn and grow and to have a very long, successful career in this business. So y'all doing a great job. Keep it up.
Yes, sir. It goes back to
Thank
Hoopaugh.
you.
Thank you.
All right. As always, thank you for listening to the Give Us the Dirt podcast. We ask you to stay safe out there. Until next time, we'll see you. Until next time, keep leading with purpose and passion. If you like listening to the Give Us the Dirt podcast, we want you to hit the like button and subscribe for more great content.